Hello folks and welcome back to another lesson. In this one we're continuing our DADGAd theme. We've already done 2 lessons, and in those lessons I did say we're going to use those as the basis for coming up with something ourselves, right? So that you can have a little noodle around in DADGAd. Now to recap, if you don't know what DADGAd is, it is an open tuning where you are tuning down 3 of your strings. Just 3, you know, nothing more complicated than that. So the low one goes down to D. So it should match the 4th string. A, D, G are the same, and then you've got the B string goes down to A, and the high E goes down to D as well, right? So they all go down 2 frets, or 1 step. Now the first chord that is useful to know is just a normal D. If you strum the open chords, that is a D sus4. So it's got that innate tension, right? Now you can release that tension by simply putting your first finger on the 2nd fret on the G string. Just becomes a normal D chord, right? We're already having fun, look at that, I only used 1 finger. And as you can see from that, I was randomly playing my first finger on the G string, right? So some will sound really like they need resolving, but you'll get that lovely tension. And you can start to come up with some musical ideas, right? Cool thing about DADGAd is you can play 1 finger bar chords, especially on the lower strings, right? Because you've got DAD there. So that's like an F to a G. So what we could do is mix up a bit of bar chord action with an open chord, right? So that is literally off the top of my head. It might have sounded rubbish, but it was fun. So, the next part we're going to do is look at the other chords, right? So what other chords did we have for Given to Fly? We had, which is cool, but it sounds very much like that tune. Those I like. So those we can play about with all across the neck as well, right? In fact, we know those work because that's in Nothing As It Seems. In Stone's part, he plays in DADGAd, I think. Anyway, so all I was doing there was muting the 6th string, the low D as it now is, with my thumb, right? So all the notes on that A string become the root, right? And I'm playing all the others, and then just doing some strummy stuff. And I also threw in a bit of a little riff that we put in there, right? So we're going to nick these from Given to Fly with Love. Then I think the if you nick anything that remotely sounds like that, then it's just a dead giveaway that that's what you've done, right? So what I would do is see where I can move that to. Works there. So those two positions are cool. And that sounds nice, right? And I don't know what chord that is. I just like the shape and like the sound of it. So I'm basically using my third finger on the A string and my first finger on the D. And they're 2 frets apart, right? So 7 and 5 in this case, and then 9 and 7. But once you move up to here, I think 10 and 9 work, and also 12 and 11, right? Everything else stays the same, right? That's the beginnings of something musical, right? And we could combine that with the octaves that we did, right? So let's try. Again, starting to sound musical without very much effort at all, right? We're just combining a few of those ideas. The other chord bit I want to show you is from the kind of bridge bit in Kashmir, right? That instantly works, right? Sounds nice. Well, that's cool too as well. So in Given to Fly, obviously Mike does that. That works across all of those strings from the G right down. So I've picked 3 riffs and I've recorded them and added a bit of drums. The first riff is this. That with drums sounds like this. Not bad. Next one is this. With a bit of... That sounds like this. You know, not bad. And then the last one is this. A few fills like. Etc. Right? That sounds like this. Right, let me try and not completely ruin this by adding some electric guitar over the top.